So tell me, Miss Lake, a little bit about your position as an academic advisor and what it is that you do on the day to day.
Okay, as the academic advisor, I work with the students, helping them to create a pathway to their graduation. Once the students are accepted to the program, I receive all their information if they are a transfer student or just newly starting, and I create the the guide that they will use to help them to graduation. For instance, for students that are just coming in, then I know that they need the basic courses. Um, and I will make sure that those are the courses that they're scheduled for. For students that are transferring in, I can take a look at what they've done and I can use that to make the pathway for them, which would be a little different than freshman students that are just coming in. I use every avenue I can. Um, I do a lot of phone calls. I do video calls like this or emails. And I like to talk to the students beyond what they're doing for school, because I think a lot of it has to do, because of how the program is structured. Um, I feel it's best that the students get the same type of um, guidance or advising that they would had they just come into my office. So I try really hard to kind of get to know the students. A lot of my students are working parents, students that are returning to school after a while. A lot of times they're really anxious about this. You know, someone who's been out of school for 20 years. And I try to help them see that it's something that's doable. They've got a lot of life experience that can help them kind of get through the program. A person who's been working in, say, in management as an example, um, they might have pretty good organizational skills, time management skills, and that's something that those kind of skills are needed to be successful in the program. Um, I do sometimes when I reach out to students, I take into consideration um, their time. You know, so I'm not opposed to contacting the student in the evening if I know they've not been to work, or so I make it so that I let them know I'm available to them at their convenience. Obviously, I can't do it all the time, but I do my best to do that. Phone calls are very important simply because that one-on-one, talking to them on the phone, some of the things that might come up, or even someone's frame of mind at the time, might help me to understand what's going on with them and how to help them to get through the courses or the program.
Tell me a little bit about the learning process and how it differs from, traditional on-ground learning programs.
Okay. Um, First of all, we go on 8-week terms, not semesters. And 8-week term is basically half of what you would do in a full semester. So everything is accelerated and very compact. The content is the same. So the students will get the same content they would get had they been on a campus program for a semester. Because of that, students have to be technically savvy. We expect all students to have, computer access to reliable internet so that they can hit the ground running, so to speak. In the first week of school, when the classes start, we expect the students to engage in the course material. They have discussion posts that they have to do. They have class assignments. And the reason we do that is because 1 week loss, it's a lot, and it can impact their learning, and it can impact their ability to, keep up with their class and their performance.
And for students who are on the fence, right, they're thinking about signing up for this online degree program with UVI Online, what would you tell them as to the reason that they need to enroll now and get started as soon as possible?
Um, For them to enroll now, I think, it's good to get started, and they don't have to start. A lot of students come in thinking they have to just start just doing, a full load right away. For students who are hesitant, I always encourage them to take it slowly, take it a class at a time. There's nothing wrong with taking one class. Because of how our schedule is set up, students usually take between 6 and 7 credits, which would be 2 courses. Basically, that's what they do every term. If a student has some anxiety, or they're um, considering whether they should start or not, I usually suggest that they start one course at the time, and see how, and build that up progressively. The fact that we have 6 terms throughout the year, students come in on a rolling basis, so we don't have any breaks. So if a student took one class, now in 8 weeks they can add on to that and take another class. So it helps students to kind of just transition into the program. It doesn't have to be a one-time full-on start. And I like the fact that with our 8-week terms, it's easier to do that than if you did a semester, because you would have to wait 15 weeks to get started.
So a prospective student has signed up and they've gone through the online degree program. What are the outcomes that they can expect? What do students get out of these online degree programs that you offer?
I think a lot of times, a lot of our students are returning students, so it helps with their career advancement. We've had a number of students that have taken courses and have been able to go on to supervisory and management positions. We have students that are changing careers, and this is a way for them to do that. It's very convenient. The thing about the online program is it helps to it meshes with the student's schedule. Some people can only do classes at night. The fact that you're not in a classroom helps you to kind of organize your day, organize how you get your stuff done. And for some people, that's easier. So they sort of like, it's self-learning or self-management of learning. And for a lot of people, that's something that fits with their lifestyle and that work-life balance, I think.
Yeah, you mentioned the self-management and self-learning piece. Talk to me about the discipline required of students who enter an online degree program like this.
Yes, and that is so true. The students have to be disciplined, like I said, because it's 8 weeks. 8 weeks may seem like it's a long time, but like I said, everything that you would get in a semester would be done in 8 weeks. So it's an accelerated pace. You have to make sure you stay on top of your assignments.
So speaking of help, if a student needs help, how do they reach you? How do they reach out to you? And are they, guided up front that this resource is available to them and that they have kind of this support system and support structure in place when they sign up for the program in the beginning?
Yeah, we have, the good thing about it is we have a lot of the support services that you would normally get with our campus program, you get with the online. Um, I'm available, as I said before. I do a lot of telephone contact, but the students also have access to our services on campus. We have our IT services, which are very important for the online students. They have access to our IT services. They have access to support services such as tutoring, which is limited. But we do have access to that type of service. We have the library service that that students can access to get their information. They have access to the business services. All of these things, the information is provided for them. But if I interact with the students, I can also refer them or follow up with these offices as well.
So a student is considering the online degree program. Why should they choose UVI online versus some other online degree program?
I think we're a smaller program, so I think the attention that students get is a little more individualized. Our classes are less than 15 students. And so for the professor, I mean, they are able to give a lot more involved attention to the students. Because the classes are small, it also helps me to be able to reach out to the students and, you know, interact with them in, you know, all the ways that I talked about, email, telephone. And I think that intimacy helps students, you know, to get, because they don't feel like they're alone. They know that someone's always there, someone's always got their back, and we're always available. So I think that helps them a lot.
One piece of advice, if you could give one piece of advice to a prospective student who is maybe just enrolled or is thinking of enrolling, what is that piece of advice?
I would say that it's a great program to join. We have great faculty, great follow through with our staff, and just, you don't have to rush through the program. Take your time, do what's best for you in your schedule. Like I said, whether a student takes one class or two classes, or even three in some situations, you know, we want to make sure that you get through it, and we'll do our best to do that, whether it's faculty or myself. And I think the program gets that done. Education is important on any level that you want, but UVI really, really takes an interest in the students. We want to make sure that you can move on. We realize that, you know, I think one of the things that we look at is the fact that students are going to use this for career advancement. Like I said, we have a lot of students returning. So this will help. What you learn in our program will help you as you progress in your career, and even with personal goals, as opposed to, you know, completing an education. And for the younger students as well, who are just coming in, I think they'll find that everything that we do with the online program can compare to any program anywhere, campus or not. That's what we strive to do.